Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Hari Haribo 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 Hari Hari Haribo
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Om Jnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Manobishtam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadam Mahyam Dadadi Supadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapatagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sadhana Raghunadan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvedam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadhana Lalida Vishtakan Vidamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagalpade Govesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadarubhescha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Shivasa Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, as it is, chapter 1. Observing the armies, which are today's verses
16 to 20, 17, 18,
yes.
19,
20, yes. 16 to 20. Right. Shall we start? Shall we go?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right. We can fine start. So 16 to 18 together. So we'll read together. Ananda Vijayam Raja Kundi Putro Yudhishthira Nagula Sadevascha Sukoshamani Pushpago Kashascha Parameshwasa Shigandicha Maharatha Drishtidimno Viradascha Satyagi Aparajida Drupado Dravodeyascha Sarvashaha Prithvipade Saubadrascha Mahabaho Shangam Datmo Pradak Pradam Nanda Vijayam Raja Kundi Putro Yudhishthira Nagula Sahadevascha Sugoshamani Pushpago Kashascha Parameshwasa Shigandicha Mahartha Drishtidimno Viradascha Satyagescha Varajidam Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvashaha Pratipade Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shangandatmo Pradak. Right, Parvati? First verse you can read.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ananda Vijayam Raja Kundi Putro Yudhishthira Nagulaha Sarva Sahadevascha Sugosha Mani Pushpagau. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, right. Chandra?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
You can read verse 17.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ananda Vijayam Raja Kundi Putro Yudhishthira Nagula Sahadevascha Sukosha Mani Pushpakau.
Okay, right. Okay, she read 16. Okay, no problem. Fine. Lakshmi?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I can read 17. Read verse 17.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kashishcha Parameshwasa Shanticha Mahataha Dyumno Viradascha Satyagicha Parajitaha.
Right.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Right, Durga?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kashishta Parameshwasa Shikanti Maharadaha Drishtadhyumno Vidadashta Parajitaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna once again. Okay. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Right.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Prabhu.
Yeah, can read verse 17.
Kashishcha Parameshwaha Swaha Shikhandi cha Maharataha Drishtadhyumno Viradascha Satikishcha
Aparajidam.
Parajida.
Kashascha Parameshwasa. Kashascha Parameshwasa. Shigandicha Maharada. Drishtadhyumno Viradascha Satikishcha Parajida. Right. Hare Krishna. Right, Maya?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Om
Read,
Namo
read 18. Yes.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Can read a verse 18.
Okay, Prabhu. Drupado Draupade Yashta Sarvasha Prativipade Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shangan Dadmo Pratak Pratak.
Right.
Prabhu.
Thank you. Right. We'll read the translation. King Yudhishthira, the son of Kundi, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nagula and Sahadeva blew Sughosha and Manipushpaga. That great archer, king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikanti, Drishtadimna, Virada, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. Okay, purport. Sanjaya informed King Dhritarashtra very tactfully that his unwise policy of deceiving the sons of Pandu and enduring to enthrone his own sons on the seat of the kingdom was not very laudable. The signs already clearly indicated the whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in that great battle, beginning with the grandsire Bhishma, down to the grandsons like Abhimanyu and others, including the kings from many states of the world. All were present there and all were doomed. The whole catastrophe was due to King Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his sons. Hare Krishna. So verse 19. Saghosho data rashtranam hridayani vidarayat Namascha prithivim chaivam tumulo abhyanunadayan Saghosho dharta rashranam hridayani vidaraya Nabhascha prithivim chaiva tumulo abhyanunadayan Saghosho dharta rashranam hridayani vidaraya Nabhascha prithivim chaiva tumulo abhyanunadayan. Right, Parvati Vinod. Parvati Vinod, you can read. You have to unmute first. Hare Krishna. Parvati Vinod, can you hear me? Please unmute.
I think I can drink something sweet.
Right. Parvati, you can read. Parvati Irnyalakoda.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Right. Abhyununadaya. Abhyununadayan. Abhyununadayan. Chandra. Right. Chandra. Hare Krishna.
Saghoshodata Rashtanam Hridayani Vitarayat Nabascha Prithvi Jaiva Tumulo Abhyunadayan.
Okay, right.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Saghoshodatra Tranam
Dharta Rashranam. Saghosho Dharta Rashranam.
Rashtanam Hridayani Vidarayat Nabasha Prithivim
Prithivim Chaiva.
Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo
Abhyununadayan. Abhyununadayan. Hare Krishna. Okay. Parvati Vinod, still you are mute. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear me. Ajisha, yes, Ajisha is there. Ajisha. Ajisha, you can unmute and speak. Everybody is mute. All right. Swagata, you have got a book with you?
No, Prabhu.
You have the book? Did Sri Lakshmi give you the book?
Wait.
If you have the book, you can read that verse. Verse number 19.
Yes, Prabhu. Just wait for a while.
Somehow you're always mute. Yes. Okay, Ajisha Mataji can read the verse 19. Verse 19. You are mute. You have to unmute.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sagosho Dardashastranam Hridaya.
Dharta Rashtranam Saghosho Dharta Rashtranam
Sagosho Dardarashtranam Hridayani Vidarayad Nabascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo
Abhyanunadayan
Abhyanunadayan.
Right. Translation will read. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Purport by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Right. When Bhishma and others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse, it is mentioned the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas party. This is due to Pandavas and the confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the greatest calamity. Hare Krishna. The last verse, verse number 20. Adhavyavastidan drishtva dhatarashtran kavidvajam pravritte shastra sampade dhanurudyamya pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipade adhavyavastidan drishtva dhatarashtran kavidvajam pravritte shastra sampade dhanurudyamya pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate adhavyavastidan drishtva dhartarashtra'n kavidvajah pravritte shastra sampade dhanurudyamya pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipade. Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रं संवादे धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमहामहीपते. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna. Durga.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Vyavasthitan drishtva dhritarashtraन् kavidvajah pravritte shastra sambade dhanurudyamya pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idamahahipade.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All right. Maya.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Krishna.
अतः दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्र संपादे धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डव ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमहामहीपते. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna. All right. Parvati Vinod, can you hear me? Parvati Vinod.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you read the verse? Verse number 20.
I will try.
Good.
अद व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते
Yes.
शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवा ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यमिदामः.
No, it's okay. Rishikesham tada vakyam. Rishikesham tada vakyam. Idamaha mahipade.
Idamaha mahipade.
Right. Okay, fine. Right, Kavita Manaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhatarashtan Deshasya sambhade dhanurudyamya pandava Rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipade. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Right. Sheetal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Om
Krishna.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. अदव्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पादे धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवा ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपदे. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Right. Krishna, your mother is there? Shali Mataji is there with you? No. Okay, right. Right. Snigdha Mataji, you can read. Snigdha Mataji, you can read verse number 20.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
अथ व्यवस्थानं दृष्ट्वा धृतराष्ट्रं कपिध्वजो प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
Rishikesham tada vakyam.
मिदमाह महीपते.
Okay, right. Oh, Ramya Mataji. I was forgetting you. Hare Krishna. Right. You are not read, no?
പ്രഭുജി ഞാൻ ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തേ ഉള്ളൂ കേൾക്കാനായിട്ട് മാത്രം.
Okay, no problem. Okay, there's another Ramya Mataji also. Chandra's mother. You can read now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Adha vyavasthitan drishtva dhatarashtan kavittvajah pravrutte shastra sampade dhanurudyamya pandavaha Rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipade.
Okay, Hari Bol. Right. Hare Krishna. Ravi Prabhu, you can read verse 20. Ravi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you read that verse 20?
Yes.
Please.
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवा ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदमाह महीपते.
Okay, right. Anybody else to read? Prasanna Mataji, can you read? You want to read? Prasanna Mataji. Okay, right. Read the translation now. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot wearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in a military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Purport by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Ball. Okay. Any has got English book with you? has got English book? Anyone has got English book? Yeah, Chandra has got English book. Okay, Ramya Malji, you can read the purport then.
Prabhu,
Yes. Where is your mother? She's not with you.
no, Prabhu.
Okay, right, and I'll read. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military forces by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instruction of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now, both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is, his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions, arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lay the signs of assured victory. Hari Bol, what a powerful purport. Right. So we'll read the verse once more. Ananda Vijayam Raja, Kundi Putro Yudhishra, Nagula Sahadevascha, Sughosha Mani Pushpagau, Kashyascha Parameshwasa, Shigandi Cha Maharadha, Drishtudimno Viradascha, Satyagi Aparachidam, Draupado Draupadeyascha, Sarvasha Prativipade, Saubhadrascha Mahabahu, Shangandatmo Pradakaprada. Okay, right. Which is this session? You have seen the breakdown of the chapter, isn't it? So, which is this session?
12 to 20.
Yes, 12 to 20. And which is the name of the session?
Victory for Pandavas.
Yes, signs of victory for Pandavas. Signs of victory for Pandavas. So there are so many signs available. So many symptoms are that Pandava definitely going to emerge victorious. So which are those signs? Can you tell one by one? Which is the first major cause or major reason for Pandava that they are going to win? Yes, presence of Krishna, presence of the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. That is the number one. Next, any other thing? Overall, another presence. In the last verse, we are at the presence of two persons, isn't it? Last verse, we read the presence of two persons other than Krishna. Who were they?
Presence of Hanuman. Presence of Hanuman.
Hanuman, right. Right, Hanuman. And then?
Battlefield, Kurukshetra.
Battlefield, Kurukshetra. That is also there. Yes, that is Kurukshetra battlefield is there. Good. And then? Next.
Lakshmi Devi.
Yes, Lakshmi Devi, presence of Lakshmi Devi. And then? Divine conscience, isn't it? They got divine conscience, like it's a Shango Mom, Divya Shango Datmadu. Adashwe there higher Rukte, Madhin Sandhane Silo, Madhava Pandava Shaiva, Divya Shango. So Divya means divine conscience. So that is another symptom or another sign for victory for Pandavas. So there are so many signs are there. Then another chariot is also there. Who has given the chariot? Who had given the chariot? Agni Deva. So Agni Deva. So that's a magnificent chariot, very big one. It can conquer all the worlds. And Agni Deva had very happy with Arjuna because Arjuna helped him to devour the forests of Khandava. So as a measure of gratitude, he presented Arjuna with this magnificent chariot called chariot. And he gave him arrows also, a quiver filled with arrows. Quiver means the bag which contains arrows that you shall find on the shoulders of these warriors. In Arjuna's quiver was inexhaustible. It will not be empty. It will not be empty at any point of time. It will always be full. That is the special nature of Agnideva's presentation to Arjuna. So these are all very auspicious signs which ensures that Pandavas are going to emerge as victorious in this battle, and Kaurava will be defeated and everyone will be killed. So although Bhishmacharya blew his conch shell like a big lion, last verse you have seen that Bhishma blew the conch shell like a lion to reassure his great grandson Duryodhana, that here I'm here, okay, I'm going to fight for you. You have praised me, you have glorified me. I'm very happy with that. So I'll fight for you and I'll try my best. But whatever I do, you have to understand that you are not going to emerge as victorious because Krishna is on the other side. So that way, although Bhishmacharya was happy with Duryodhana and tried to reassure him, the real message that Bhishmacharya wanted to convey was that Duryodhana had no hopes at all of winning this battle. So in this verse, 16 to 18, 3 verses, so many conch shells are being described. Which are the conch shells? Okay, previous verse, there are another three conch shells were mentioned. Which are the three conch shells mentioned previous verse, verse 15? Yes, Panchajanya, Devadatta, Paundra. Okay, who is having Panchajanya? Krishna. Whose conch shell is this what is it called? Devadatta?
Arjuna.
And Paundra? Bhimasena. So in that verse, we find two qualifications of Bhima also. Two qualities of Bhima. How is it mentioned? How is Bhima is described? Bhima karma will go there. What is Bhima karma? What does Bhima karma means?
Strong activity.
Do strong activity.
Yes, we are able to do very, very great activities. And second one, Vrigodara?
Eat lot of food.
Yes, we can eat a lot of food. There are instances when Bhima has eaten cartloads of rice and bananas, so many things they have eaten. So whose son is Bhima? Whose son is Bhima? Any idea? Who is the father of Bhima? Yeah, Vayudeva. Okay, Vayudeva had another son. Who is the other son? There are two sons actually. Hanuman Swami. Hanuman Swami is yes, also son of Vayu. Now there is a third son also. Do you know that? There is a third son. Hanuman is there, then Bhima is there, and then is another son who is our parampara leader. Who is the leader of a parampara? Who is the Acharya of a parampara? Who is the Acharya of our parampara?
Madhvacharya.
Yes, Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is also son of Vayu. So they are all three brothers. Hanuman, Bhima, and Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is very strong like Bhima. So he can jump from one mountain to another mountain. Like Bhima did in the war of Kurukshetra. Madhvacharya when he went to Himalayas to meet with Vyasadeva, he was jumping from one peak to another peak. So strong, so agile. So that is Madhvacharya. So Bhima is here is addressed as Bhimakarma Virgodhara. And this next verse, this present verse, which we are reading today, another three conchas are mentioned. Which are the three conchas mentioned in this verse?
Ananta Vijaya,
Ananta Vijayam, Ananta Vijayam, Sughosha, Manipushpaga. Ananta Vijaya, Sughosha, Manipushpaga. Who is blowing Ananta Vijaya? Who is blowing Ananta Vijaya? Yudhishthira, yes. Yudhishthira. And so Nagula blowing? Sughosha, right. And Yudhishthira is blowing Ananta Vijaya, that is right. And then Nagula is blowing Sughosha. So Sahadeva, which is the conscious Sahadeva? Manipushpaga. So after blowing this Manipushpaga, there are other leaders also, like Kashi Raja is there, Drupada Maharaja is there, Virada Maharaja is there. Who is Virada Maharaj? Who is Virada Raja? When Pandavas had to, Uttara's father, Uttara and Uttaran, both the brother, and this Uttara is there. Who is the husband of Uttara? Abhimanyu, yes.
Abhimanyu.
So Uttara's brother is Uttaran. Then also he wanted to show off that he wanted a great warrior. But ultimately, he failed very miserably. I think we discussed in the last class how Arjuna overcame. So we have mentioned the 10 names of Arjuna also at the time. Okay, fine. So another person mentioned is Satyagi, and then Drishtidimna, Virada, Satyagi. So many people are mentioned, and the Satyagi is mentioned as unconquerable, Aparajita. He has now been defeated in war. So there is a special quality of Satyagi, that he has now been defeated in war so far. So it's called Aparajita. And then very nicely, very diplomatically, Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra that your unwise policy of following your son's policy. Your son, they're not dharmish, they're not religious at all. They are very much interested in sense gratification. They are not devotees of Krishna. In fact, they are enemies of Krishna. So they were envious of Pandava. Because of this, they are envious of Pandavas. And they had tried to cheat Pandavas so many times. They wanted to kill Pandavas. Especially Duryodhana was very envious of Bhima. So many times he tried to kill Bhima. You know the story of this Arakkilam, isn't it? Wax house, Arakkilam. Do you know that story?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, you know that. So somebody can tell? Okay, right. Okay, fine. So once Pandavas, they're conducting so many yajnas and they're getting very popular. And Duryodhana pretended to be very friendly with Pandavas. And once Pandavas had went for hunting party, then Duryodhana arranged a special house for them. That you can stay in this house. It's a very magnificent house I have built for you, made for you. You can stay there while you are in forest and enjoy yourself. But Vidura, he knew the mind of Duryodhana. He knew that Duryodhana was going to cheat. I mean, had found a very crooked scheme by which Pandavas will be killed in that house. So Vidura informed Yudhishthira, you have to be very careful that this man is very, very crooked. He'll try to kill you in this house, which is actually made of wax only. It's not an, although externally it may look like a normal house, but actually it is made of wax only. So you have to be very careful. So Pandavas are very, very careful. And then by Krishna's grace, Krishna's mercy, they were able to escape from this house of wax. In their place, some other 4 or 5 different persons were burnt to death. And Duryodhana and the Kauravas, for some time they thought that those who had died in that wax house of Pandavas themselves. And so they were very happy that Pandavas are killed. But later they knew that it's not Pandavas, and Pandavas are very much alive. And the Pandavas, what they did was they go incognito to Dvaradesh, and there Arjuna won Draupadi, and then they came back. So this is a nice story which indicates, which tells you that Duryodhana is always envious of Pandavas and tried every time to kill the Pandavas. So this policy, Sanjay telling that it's very, very bad, because now battle is being done Dharmakshetra, and Pandavas are support of Krishna, and so many favorable things are in favor, and so many things are in favor of Pandavas. So definitely, my dear king, you are supposed to be the king of earth, Prithvi Pade. Prithvi Pade means the king of earth, which means they got a big responsibility of looking after the welfare of the earth and the earth beings, those who live in the earth. They have to protect the earth as well as people who are staying on earth. That is a responsibility of a king. But Dhritarashtra is failing very miserably in this, because he's encouraging this kind of nonsense. So Sanjay is pointing out to him. So the next verse, it is said that Sagosho Dhartarashranam Hridayani Vidyarayata Nabascha Prithvinchaya Tumulo Abhinadayan. When Pandavas blew their conch shell, Kauravas' heart were shattered because of fear. They're very much afraid. Although they had come for battle, they come for war, and although they were Kshatriyas also, still, because of the tumultuous sound created by these divine conch shells of Pandavas, somehow Kauravas became very afraid, and their hearts were shattered because of fear. It is said that when Kauravas blew the conch shells, Pandavas were not at all affected. Why Pandavas? Why they are very courageous? Why they are very bold? Why Pandavas are very bold? Yes. Yes, because they are under the protection of Krishna. They are well protected by Krishna. Dakshay Sid Vishaso. Devotees always have great confidence in Krishna that in any calamity, any situation, Krishna will definitely protect them. Krishna is sure to help them. So devotees are not afraid at all. Devotees are not afraid of any condition. Whether it is hellish condition, whether in heaven, or they are in very miserable condition, very open condition, whatever be the state of material condition, devotees are not at all bothered. Because their consciousness is always focused on Krishna. So they are not aware, they are not bothered about these different states of life, different stages of life. Sometimes happiness may be there, sometimes sorrow will be there. This happens. It's a cycle. There is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which says that these are very temporary. These are Sukha and Dukkha, heat and cold are very temporary. Which is that verse? It is in 2nd chapter, very famous verse, which says that happiness, sorrow, heat and cold are very, very temporary only. It is only a sense perception. Which is the verse? Matra spashasu kaundeya.
Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama paina.
Are you able to follow what I am speaking? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Any difficulty to follow? Any difficulty?
Little.
But you'll get used to it. Don't worry. Little only, no? Little, but you're understanding a little, but you're not understanding a little. To start with, okay, you can understand little, and as you go along, I think you'll be able to follow. You can do one thing, you can hear the lecture once more in YouTube from that link. You can hear this once more. And when you do that, you'll get adjusted to attune to this new language, which is new for you. Actually, English is better in the sense that it can be expressed. You can express things much better in English. So as you go along, you can easily pick up. So stick on. Just stick on. That's all. So you have to understand, when I speak of a verse, actually you knew that verse, but still you're not able to tell, because it's in second chapter. It says that it's temporary. And agamapinas anityas. Agamapa, you know, anityas. Anityas means temporary only, not eternal. Then sukha and dukkha, it's all there, and it's only matra spasha sukham there. Yeah, it's all sense perception only. So devotees, since they are always surrendered to Krishna, they are not bothered about the material conditions. They are not bothered about their bodily conditions. And they are very bold in speaking the truth. Like our Prabhuji, as Confounder Srila Prabhuji, is always bold. He's always proclaiming the truth. And which is truth? Actually, what is truth? What is truth? Which is the biggest truth? Biggest truth is Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna is Bhagavan. That is the biggest truth. You have three aspects of absolute truth. Which are the three aspects of truth? The last round in Bhagavad Gita classes, we have discussed it so many times. Which are the three aspects of the truth, absolute truth? We have said it so many times. Which are the three aspects? Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Yes. Paramasatya, the absolute truth. The three parts or three divisions or three aspects is a Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Isn't it? So, Srila Prabhupada always very bold in declaring that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna is the last figure, the final realization of the three aspects of absolute truth. Brahman realization is there, Paramatma realization is there, but the ultimate realization is Bhagavan realization only. This is the truth. All scriptures speak about this truth only. Vedesha sarve ahameva vedyam Vedandakrit Veda Videva Chaham. Vedesha sarve. For all the Vedas, I am to be known. Vedesha sarve ahameva vedyam. I am to be known by all the Vedas. Vedandakrit. I am the compiler of Vedas. Vedavid Chaham. I am the knower of Veda. Vedavid. Vedavid means knower. He's a knower of Vedas. It's all Krishna only. So all the Shastra, all the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Pancharatras, everything declares Vedanta Sutra, Krishna as a Supreme Personal Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada always very boldly stated that he never made any compromise. Then he will criticize the political leaders also. He said that you are not moralistic, you are not God conscious, you are not godly, you are ungodly, you are engaging so many nonsense in the name of development, so many nonsense. Like allowing drinks, slaughterhouses, so many things are there in society, which the government is not able to control. So he said that all the present governors, present rulers, in the democracy, you have presidents, prime ministers, everything is there, but they are not able to provide to the public the right direction of life. How you can perfect your life, which they themselves do not know. The political leaders, they do not know. They are blind. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a famous saying that blind leading the blind. It's just like that. We are blind and our leaders are blind and they are leading us. So if the blind person leads other blind people, what will happen? What will happen? Will they fall down? Or will they able to proceed very nicely? Suppose you are very blind. Suppose you are blind. You cannot see anything. Suppose you are walking through some paddy fields. What will happen sometimes?
We fall.
Yeah. Fall into what? Yes. In paddy fields, you'll find these wells are there, wells. So many wells will be there. So sometimes if you are not very careful, if you are blind, if you're walking through forest or paddy fields or open fields, there's always a risk of danger of falling into a well. So if you are not led by good leaders, you will fall into well. That means you will fall into the material concept of life and you'll be conditioned. So Prabhupada also spoke about the fear also, the fear of death. He was unafraid of death. I posted a video today. Have you seen that? The final lesson. So Srila Prabhupada had taught his devotees so many things. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the condition of human life, how to get out of this conditioned life. So many kirtans and then deity worship. So many aspects he have taught his devotees. The final lesson he wanted to teach his devotees was that how to leave this body, how to die. How to die. There is an organization called, which is saying that, art of living is there. Now, Prabhupada is demonstrating the art of living. Living what? Living what? On death, what will happen? Yes, leaving the body. So Srila Prabhupada is teaching us how to leave the body. And that is the final lesson he has imparted to his devotees. So that is a great video. If you're not seeing that, you just see that video. You see, he's very, very tired. He's lost weight and all that. He cannot even walk, cannot even sit down. He is always very feeble. He's always on a wheelchair. But still, till the last minute, was translating Srimad Bhagavatam, was chanting nicely. He set up 24 hours kirtan. Everything was done. Till the last moment was Krishna consciousness. And all the devotees have surrendered him, and they could see how the great person, the great Acharya, how he leaves his body. So that's the last lesson, the final lesson he gave to his devotee disciples. So now in the last verse, what happened? Adavyasida Drishtva Datarashtra Kavidvaja. So Kavidvaja. Kavidvaja means what? What is Kavidvaja?
Hanuman Swami.
Yes, Hanuman Swami on the flag of Krishna Arjuna. Hanuman the Rubam is engraved on the flag, which is on the top of the chariot. On the top of the chariot, you will find some flags. And in that flag, the symbol of the Hanumanji himself is, inside that flag, in the small form. But he's personally present. So how Arjuna, Hanuman Swami was present in the flag of Arjuna. There's a small pastimes connected with Arjuna and Hanuman. Once Arjuna was traveling a lot. He was going on a pilgrimage. Then he came to Rameshwaram. Where is Rameshwaram? Where is Rameshwaram? Rameshwaram is the southernmost part of India, the southernmost part, which is connecting. This is the shortest distance between Sri Lanka and Rameshwaram. After that, there's the ocean, Indian Ocean, and then you will find Sri Lanka. So in Ramayana, you'll find Sri Ramachandra built a bridge connecting Rameshwaram to Sri Lanka. And monkeys only helped him to build this bridge. So many monkeys were there. So in the leadership of Hanuman, millions and millions of monkeys were there, and they helped Ramachandra by picking up one stone after another and slowly building this bridge. So when this was narrated to Arjuna, Arjuna said that, why Sri Ramachandra is a great archer. He's a great archer. He can easily construct a bridge by shooting his arrows. He's a great shot. He's a great archer. He can just shoot arrows and make a big bridge. Why is he taking the help of monkeys unnecessarily? So when he said that, there was a small monkey sitting there, and the monkey said that if Ramachandra made this the bridge made of arrows, then so many monkeys are there, the monkeys will jump on this, and this bridge will be broken. So it will be difficult to cross this bridge, so cross this ocean. So Arjuna said, no, Sri Ramachandra is a great archer. He can make a bridge and nobody can break. Even I can make a bridge with my arrows and you will not be able to break it. Oh, is that a challenge? The monkey asked, is it a challenge? Are you challenging me? Okay, then they set up a challenge. As for this challenge, Arjuna will shoot arrows and make a bridge, and the monkey will stand on it or just jump on it. And if the bridge breaks, then Arjuna will have to leave his body. He has to commit, he has to enter this Agni. There's a saying that when you are defeated, you have to enter the Agni, enter the fire. If Hanuman loses, so this small monkey is actually Hanuman. Hanuman loses, he agreed to become appear in the flag of Arjuna. So Arjuna shot arrows 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Each time, monkey very easily broke it. Just put his leg on this bridge and the bridge broken away. So Arjuna was very disheartened. So he tried so many times, but he could not win. So ultimately, he said, okay, I made a promise. Now I'm going to enter the fire and give up my life, give up my body. So that time, a Brahmana boy came along. He asked, what is the matter? So Arjuna explained this. This is what happened. Now I have lost this. I have lost this wager. I have lost this bet. Now I have to leave my body as per this condition in terms of this one. So the Brahmana boy said, okay, only you two are present, you and his monkey present. There's no third person. If there is a challenge, there should always be an arbitrator. There should always be a referee. There should be a judge to see whether it is conducted properly. Now I'll be a judge. You construct the bridge once more and let that monkey jump on this. Then we will see who is victorious. So both agreed. Both monkey and Arjuna agreed. And again, Arjuna shot arrows. Bridge was made. The monkey jumped on that. Nothing happened. The monkey started jumping again and again and again 3, 4 times. Nothing happened. Then monkey assumed a huge, gigantic form, very big form, revealing himself to be Hanumanji. But even after that also, the bridge did not break down. So then Hanuman looked at the Brahmana boy. She immediately knew that this is not a mere Brahmana boy. Who was a Brahmana boy? Who was a Brahmana boy?
Sri Rama.
Yeah, Sri Rama. Hanuman was looking at the Brahmana. He knew that this is Sri Rama, my beloved master. He is my beloved master. He is my beloved master. I am his servant, humble servant. I am very happy that I could meet Sri Ramachandra. And when Arjuna looked at the Brahmana boy, who he was seeing? When Arjuna looked at the Brahmana boy, who he was seeing? Krishna. Yes, Arjuna looked at Brahmana and knew that this is Krishna, my dear friend. Hanuman, for Hanuman, Ramachandra was master. Because what is the rasa of Hanuman? In which rasa Hanuman is there?
Dasya Bhavam.
Yes, Dasya rasa. Hanuman is situated in Dasya rasa. While Arjuna in Sakha rasa. Sakha rasa. Yes, Sakha rasa. So Arjuna understood Krishna to his friend, while Hanumanji recognized Sri Ramachandra as his master. So both very happy. So Arjuna and Krishna say, no more fighting between you now. Okay, as per this challenge, now Hanuman is lost. So Hanuman has to be, he has to appear in the flag of Arjuna at the time of war. So happily Hanuman agreed for this. And then in battle comments, he came into a flag of Arjuna. So that's it for today. Hope you understood something. Any clarification you want to give, or you want to have any clarification? No questions? No comments? No additional information? Any sharing? You want to share something? Anybody wants to share? Any pictures or something like that? Which normally you do? Okay, right. So today there is no sharing. Okay, then fine. Okay, Chandra, you can start the Kirtan. Narasimha Kirtan.
Namaste Narasimhaya Lehla Lehla Dadaine Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Shilatam Kanakalaye To Narasimha Parato Narasimha Yato Yamitato Narasimha Bahe Narasimha Hridaye Narasimho Narasimha Matim Sharanam Shabhadim Tavakara Kamalavare Matha Albudha Shringha Levita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Bringa Keshavavita Narahari Rupa
Jai Jagadi
Rupa Jagadish Hare Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol 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 Hare Krishna Prabhu
Ugram Veeram
Mahavishnu Jalandam
Sarvadomukham Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Mrityum Namamiham Gambhiram Mahavishnum Jalandam Sarvadomukham
Jalandam Sarvadomukham Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Mrityum Namamiham Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha Jai Jai Shri Narasimha
Jai Jai Shri Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padmamukha Padmabhinga Shri Narasimha Jai Narasimha
Jai Jai Shri Narasimha Praladesha Jaya Padmamukha Padmabhinga
Bhakti Vignanashagari Shri Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Vaishnava Bhakta Sheikh Bala Maharaj ki
Jai.
Go Premanande Vancha Kalpatrivescha
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Nandakodi Vaishnava ki Nandakodi Vaishnava ki Namacharya Das Thakur ki Srila Prabhupada ki Go Premanande
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.